The EPA 609 certificate is required for technicians working on motor vehicle air conditioning to ensure proper handling and recovery of refrigerants. This certification is needed to purchase refrigerants in quantities over 2 pounds and to service systems, according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. These tips will help you pass your test and move one step closer to being an MVAC specialist. The AC system should hold a stable vacuum for 2 minutes when recovering R12 or R134A refrigerant. If a recycled refrigerant container is found to be above its given pressure limit for the ambient temperature, the vapor should slowly be vented into a refrigerant handling unit. Standards are in place to protect the ozone layer as it filters out the sun's ultraviolet radiation. It is also heavily regulated because a reduction of the ozone increases chances of skin cancer and eye cataracts. Chlorofluorocarbon molecules can release chlorine in the atmosphere as it is struck by sunlight, and chlorine atoms react with the ozone to produce chlorine monoxide. When looking into charge level requirements of refrigerant, they are measured in ounces or pounds. For every 16 ounces is a pound. When filling an approved refrigerant tank, you never want to fill more than 80% of its gross weight rating to allow for heat expansion. But some would say, best practice is to fill to 70%. Check for non-condensable gases before using a stored recycled refrigerant container. Keep in mind that unique sets of service fittings prevent accidental mixing of refrigerants when using alternative ones. Valves should be in closed positions to prevent leaks when not connected to an air conditioning system. The 609 certification will allow you to legally service automotive air conditioning systems, but only the 608 certification allows you to handle R22 refrigerant, as it is being phased out. Technicians servicing air conditioning systems should never store recycled refrigerant in disposable containers. Society of Automotive Engineers, Standard J639 specifies refrigerant fitting types, sizes for each refrigerant, and spells out details for system design, implementations, and service. Special service procedures should be implemented to disable high-voltage systems in hybrid and electrical vehicles prior to servicing. Purity standards for R134A refrigerant recycling can be found in the Society of Automotive Engineers Standard J2099. Recovering, recycling, and recharging equipment for the R134A refrigerant requires integration with a refrigerant identifier. If testing a container of recycled R134A refrigerant for non-condensable gases, be sure to store it out of direct sunlight. The EPA allows use of the R134A recovery-only equipment as long as the equipment meets Society of Automotive Engineers Standard J28. Society of Automotive Engineers Standard regulates the recovery equipment for R134A refrigerant. 1.5% volume is the maximum level of non-condensable gases in recycled R134A, according to the J2099 standard. R134A is currently accepted by the EPA as an alternative for retrofit in some instances, particularly for systems originally designed for CFC-12, but as mentioned earlier, it is being phased out due to its high global warming potential. A newer alternative replacing the R134A refrigerant is the R1234YF refrigerant, which comes in white with a red band cylinder. R134A has a global warming potential of around 1400, while R1234YF has one of 4, making it the much more environmentally friendly option. It is the primary reason R1234YF is preferred in replacing R134A. Another reason is refrigerant R1234YF has become a viable replacement for R134A, since it has a similar pressure and temperature relationship. A valid Environmental Protection Agency approved Section 609 certification is required to purchase R1234YF refrigerant. Society of Automotive Engineers Standard J2843 sets requirements for recovery, recycling, and recharging equipment for R1234YF. Society of Automotive Engineers Standard J2913 regulates the type of electronic leak detector you use for R1234YF. Starting in 2026, hydrofluorocarbon 134A refrigerant will be an unacceptable refrigerant used in new models. Empty disposable R134A refrigerant containers should be evacuated into a recovery and recycling machine. If you liked this tutorial and want to see more helpful tutorials, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.